What's up, fight fans? Mr. Mustache here. All right, we got a special one today where I want to make the statement to where I believe Nate Diaz beat Jake Paul. As much as I don't really care to even really make too much of a video on it, I just feel like I need to voice my opinion on this. Yeah, Jake looked good. Jake looked strong at the beginning of almost every single round. That first round almost finished Nate. Fifth round dropped Nate, very legit. Looked strong, showed good cardio, kinda. Showed like he was a good beginning boxer. Did he look like a world class champion? No. Did Nate look like a world class champion? No. But it was a great fight, great scrap. I gained a lot of respect for Jake in this fight. I gained a lot of respect for Nate for taking this fight. I thought it was thrilling from beginning to end. The first round, I was like, oh shit, it really does look like Nate's going to get finished here. When he got dropped in the fifth, he went face down, ass up. I know he had his forward momentum kind of caused that, but he got caught, he got dropped. But as to where Jake looked really good at the beginning of almost every single round, um, I thought Nate looked even better at the end of almost every single round. Besides one, thought he finished the round five strong, but he still lost to 10-8 in that round. Personally, I scored at 97-92 for Nate. Could be a little subjective in the beginning, maybe rounds 2-3. But personally, I just thought that the way Nate was ending a lot of these rounds, Jake going backwards constantly. I know he's trying to find space, but I think Nate, constant forward pressure, his ability to really end almost every single round in dominant fashion, I personally I think is worth more than how Jake was starting strong almost every single round. Nate was letting himself get hit. He was trolling Jake. I mean, it just showed that, yeah, I mean, Nate was going out there doing his best and trying his hardest and was trying to play these mind tricks on Jake. And, personally, I thought with Jake being on his back foot and Nate hunting him down the majority of the fight, I I value that more personally. Great fight, great scrap, close fight. Not horribly pissed that Jake got the victory. I was a little bit more shocked at the score that it was 97-92 and 98-91 for Jake. But I thought it was a good fight to where I thought Nate just was able to end every round, almost every round on top, and showed his savvy ability to make it dirty and not pretty. And I know that looks bad to the judges, and those judges are out there for Jake anyways. I'm sure if it's close, they're going to give it to Jake. That's just probably how things were set up. But I thought Nate won the fight. Not mad that Jake won. Thought it was close. But personally, I thought Nate Diaz won that fight. I had it scored 97-92. It could have been a little closer, 96-93. But yeah, all in all, great scrap. Cool fight. I'm actually curious to see what Jake Paul does next. I think that if he is able to build 3, 4 more wins in a row and look okay doing it, you can find him against a very, very formidable boxing opponent. Not combat sports opponent, but boxing opponent, where maybe a Canelo Alvarez fight is a possibility, which is weird to say now, but we're at the point now where Jake is going out there and putting on solid enough performances against legends of combat sports to where now we can talk about him a little bit more seriously. And I'm kind of curious what he's going to do moving forward. Maybe a Fury rematch, Nate Diaz rematch, Nate in MMA. I think Nate fucks him up in 90 seconds in MMA, personally. I don't know. I'm pretty curious. And Nate has shown his appreciation for the UFC a lot more now that he's out of the UFC. So I can see him maybe going back. Connor's come out and talked a bunch of shit. The one thing that Connor said that kind of stuck out, where he's like, man, you could have gone out there and been the world champion at 170 pounds, and you've absolutely fumbled that when it comes to a legacy standpoint. But Nate Diaz is in this position where no matter what he does, win or lose, boxing, MMA, motherfucking jiu-jitsu tournaments, the guy will never, ever lose any hype. His following the 209 Diaz army, which personally I feel a part of, will never dwindle. And whatever Nate Diaz does in the future, I will watch. UFC, Bellator, PFL, boxing, I don't give a fuck. Nate Diaz 209 for life, personally. But great scrap, fun night, all in all. Jeremy Stevens got destroyed by Chris Avila. Just looked stiff. Just couldn't pull the trigger. Didn't look sharp. Didn't look fluid. But Chris went out there and looked like he was a true boxer. And then Amanda Serrano versus Heather Hardy. Serrano just went out there and just put on a dominant performance. But Heather Hardy, where it looked like she was going to get stopped early, that first round looked so bad for her, where she was just able to survive for the entirety of the fight, which showed a lot for her toughness and definitely earned a lot of respect from me. But Amanda Serrano absolutely dominated that fight, and I'd love to see her rematch with the Taylor chick. I think was it Katie Taylor? I love to see a rematch with that fight. That was a cool fight to watch in the first place. I love that first fight. It was thrilling from beginning to end, so I'd like to see a rematch there. But yeah, I thought Nate Diaz won the fight, but not really horribly mad about it as the end result. I was just thought it was a little strange how much in favor it was for Jake Paul. But guys, love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section. What you guys thought of the Jake Paul and Nate Diaz boxing match. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. And please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly, Mr. Mustache MMA News, Mr. Mustache Combat Sports News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.